Hey y'all, hey guys, this is Domifuti Zagwe and I am a fashion designer and stylist. And today I just want to inspire, encourage somebody, motivate someone who's wanting to join the mentorship program, because I was part of the program last year. Inspire,
okay guys, for those who don't know what
somebody,
the heck I'm
motivate
talking
someone
about and what is this Durban Fashion
who's
Fair
wanting to join the mentorship
program,
program, because I was part of the.
So this is how you can find them. You just go on Google and you type Durban Fashion Fair. Now it's loading, and then here is their page. As you can see, it's all about fashion, and this is all KZN, this is all Durban Fashion Fair. They also about modeling and casting models and stuff. Here's the mentorship program. They're choosing the storyboards. I guess these are applications. Here we go. Emerging designers. There's the fashion fair show for 2022. And here's us, class of 2022. If you do not see me here, guys, shame on you. Okay, and then it's gonna continue. It's loading a picture. I especially really love this range. So different designers here and their ranges and stuff. You go down, you find other things, other designers, so many, and different years of the Durban Fashion Fair hosting the show and stuff. It's actually even if you go up, you'll see their logo and what they are all about. Let me read it. Durban Fashion Fair is one of the leading fashion events in Africa. Now in its 7th, it's an event not to be missed. The 4-day event includes workshops, shows, blah blah blah. Sorry guys. And yeah, so you can find this on their site, on their website. It's really an amazing platform, guys. You really would not regret entering the mentorship program. I definitely don't. And here you find like more information about the program, like who's running the program and when it was established, everything that you need to know about it. Yeah, it's here. I'm really grateful for this this platform, for eThekwini municipality and all the entities that have been involved in making it happen. I'm so grateful. So guys, please check it out and please do apply. I know I posted this late, but you still have 2 days. You have 2 days. You can still do this.
It was
okay. Let's get back to the video.
I'll say it was the grace of God that allowed me to actually be in the program, and it was the grace of God that kept me in the program. So today I just want to motivate and help someone here in KZN, because it is a program that's for Durbanites, for people around KZN, around Durban. So the first thing I want to do is tell you guys about like how I grew from the program, what I got from the program, and yeah. So I've been wanting to join it for so long. I think I had applied before, I think twice, and got rejected twice. It was really time, because I felt like in the other previous years I wasn't ready, and this time around something from within me I just knew that it was time. I wasn't struggling. It was just a sense of peace in me, and I knew that this is what I want to do this year, and I know for sure that God is gonna open the door if it's His will, you know, because I have to know that if it's not His will, then He's not gonna open the door. But somehow I knew that it was His will, so I applied. This time around I had a bit of a plan, because in the previous years I didn't have a plan. I didn't have focus. I didn't really know what I wanted to do about my career and even about my brand. This time around, I had a bit of a vision and a plan. So I think that's very important to have a goal. Why do you want to be in the Durban Fashion Fair mentorship program? Why do you want to be a designer in the first place? You may not even have the tertiary education or the professional, or what is it? You may not have the qualification that is required to be a fashion designer, but really you don't need one. There were so many of other mentees that I was with who were self-taught designers, and they did so very well. So you really don't need that. All you need is, you need to have a plan. You need to have a goal on why you want to enter the program, 1. 2, you need to have some kind of determination, some kind of a spirit of determination on the inside, and patience, because kuba rough. It's not easy. It's not easy. You have to be strong on the inside. I'm not saying now if you're a person who feels like maybe that they're not that strong on the inside, you shouldn't acquire to the program, or you shouldn't enter. But you definitely need some kind of way to handle the pressure. For me, it was God and my fellow mentees. We were such a family. We were so supportive of each other. Oftentimes I would feel the pressure, and I'd literally feel like tears are gonna come out of my eyes. I'm a crier, so that's how I express my emotions. So if I don't say how I feel, you will see it in my eyes, you'll see it in my face. And at the times when there was so much pressure, I would literally just leave what I'm doing, and I'd go and lock myself in the toilet, and I'd pray, and I'd cry it out to God. So you definitely will go through those times, but it's fine. Like, it's part of the journey of being a designer. Another thing that you're gonna need, obviously, is, you don't need a technical background, but you definitely do need a storyboard or pictures. I've seen, I will go into what you need. I'm just gonna read it through because I don't have my phone right now. I'm recording with my phone. But the next video, what I'll post exactly what you need. I know you do need a storyboard or pictures. Last year, you did need. Last year, you needed a storyboard. There was no choice. You didn't have a choice. You had to have a storyboard. Whereas this year, when I saw the post, they said you need a storyboard or pictures of your previous work or something that you've been working on for the past 12 months. So that means that this year they're giving you guys like grace, because we didn't have that grace. And storyboard, if you're a designer, you know that a storyboard takes time to do and it's extensive. And pictures are better. So at least if you do have something that you are working on and you know that you don't really want to do a storyboard, or you might not have the skill to be able to do a storyboard. Maybe you didn't go to a formal education, you didn't do a formal education, or maybe you didn't study fashion formally, or you are self-taught. Obviously you don't know how to do a storyboard there, so obviously you just have to have pictures of your work. They just want to see your work. They want to see if you're good enough to be in the program, I guess. You definitely have to have some kind of passion and some kind of weight, but you don't have to be the best designer in the world, no. That's what they want to make you. They want to make you the best designer in the world. They want to train you. So when it comes to storyboard, there's different ways of doing it. This was my storyboard from last year. I don't know. It's really big. Let me just push this camera away. I don't know if you guys can see that. This is my storyboard from last year. As you can see, I chose to do a kids wear range, and I can really go overboard. You don't have to do something this big. I had how many looks? It was 7 looks, 7, yeah. And then these are my sketches. They're called illustrations. So these are my illustrations, and then the pictures in the middle are my inspiration. So these are looks that inspired me. So you can have those pictures on you. You can have one picture just of one look that inspires you to make what you are making. And then at the bottom is the technical drawing. If you can see, it's drawn in black and white. That is basically a technical drawing. It just shows how the garment is going to be sewn. So everything is basically the nitty detail of how the garment is going to be made. So if there's going to be a line or a hemline, you need to see it. You need to see the ruffles, how they're going to be. I'm not really good at drawing. I really tried. I really tried. Then I had some. Then you have fabrication. That's the swatches that you're going to be using, of the fabrics that you're going to be using. Then I just had words that I put that had to do with the range. So girl and mom, because it also was a mommy and baby range. So another one says girl Grace Child, which is okay, never mind that. Another one says inspired by Molly Goddard. I don't know how to pronounce her word, but she's one of my favorite designers. I don't know how to pronounce her surname. Season 16, 60s fashion, my love for pink. And then I had some pom-poms that I added to accentuate or to just add to the cuteness. So I went a bit extreme. I had check prints, different types of check prints. I had the tulle, the pink mesh. I used pink because, first of all, pink is cute and kids love pink, but also because I didn't have any other fabric in the house, because I had to have something that I was gonna add onto my board. So I literally used what I had. I used what was in the house, and I had some mesh 1 meter fabrics that I had bought as for samples for something, and I just decided to use that. So guys, you really okay, I got disturbed, guys, sorry. So here's another storyboard I did so many years ago, probably like I don't want to say, because then you guys are gonna know how old I am. I'm kidding, but I did this like more than 5 years ago. So this is a much simpler approach. It was a denim range. There were others. I think I did 4 or 5 looks. So each one had its own. I think this is A3 or A4. No, A3. A3 on the A3 board. You can use a harder board. You can maybe get something from maybe if you have like a cardboard at home, then you just stick I think I used to like using it on black paper, on a blackboard like this, until last year when I went to when I did DFF and I realized that white is actually nicer. I used to think white is too white, you know, but now I think that white is actually also nice to use, a white board instead of the black one. I can imagine how it would have looked if I had used white. So as you can see, like, you really don't need to have much. You can describe your garment here at the bottom. You can have your technical drawings here. I use denim fabric because obviously this was denim, but it was different types of denim. There was a darker denim and a lighter denim, and as you can see here, I drew it. I didn't do it like where in that illustration I actually used the actual fabric on it. Here I just drew the best that I could to show that this is the darker denim and then this is the lighter denim. I call it denim bunny. So I mean, you don't have to. This was an old way of doing. It's not an old way because you can still do it like this, where you add like a topic or a theme or a name or whatever, you know. Yeah, and she was my inspiration. Her whole look, I think it was the whole corset vibe thing that I got from that. I really liked. And yeah, so guys, these are my colors. I didn't have, since I had already used the denim here, I didn't feel like I still need to put the swatches, like, because you can see this is what I'm going to use. So instead, even though I didn't have the fabric, the yellow fabric, but instead, because I didn't have the fabric, the swatch, I put the colors that I was going to need: the light denim, the darker denim, and the light blue, the darker blue, and the yellow. It's a trial and error, guys. You don't obviously have to have it being perfect. You just have to show, have a story that you are telling. I'm gonna look for another storyboard that I did for the previous years where I applied for DFF. I think it might have been 3 years ago or something, and where I didn't get in. And I remember feeling really awful, and I didn't know what mistake I had made. So I did go back and I got feedback from I think it was one of the ladies who do work at the Durban Fashion Fair. Okay, so I went back and I got feedback and I asked what can I improve, like what was, and then I showed the lady my storyboard. She worked for the Durban Fashion Fair, and she did help me. She said that you need to tell a story through your work, through your storyboard, you need to tell a story through your work, through your range. I didn't really know what that meant at the time until I think some time back I started getting it. I went back to another friend who actually studied at DUT, and I said, okay, this is my board and I don't understand why they didn't take it and stuff. And she said, you're not telling a story, like you need to tell a story. And I'm like, they keep saying that, like what does that mean? What does it mean to tell a story? I know it might be very something really hard to understand if you're not used to it, if you're not used to the terms, if you're not used to the concept, especially if you really didn't have a deep background of fashion. I didn't. I went to a private college just for a year. We didn't do themes and things like that. I think the only thing we did was Durban was the Durban July. So after that, I left the college and then I went to town 2 years later. I think 2 years later, to study at Makeba School of Fashion in town. So that's when we were just focusing on sewing and patterns. That's it. So in terms of design, in terms of illustrations, in terms of the whole design direction thing, in terms of illustration, in terms of whatever else that fashion entails. As you can see, even now I'm still struggling with the terms. I didn't have that, so I had to teach myself, and I think it really helped doing the Durban Fashion Fair. I had no idea how to unpack a concept, as our mentor would say. I had no idea it goes that deep. Like, you have to really dig deep. Like, I used to interpret any theme. Like, if you'd give me a theme, I would interpret it like literally. I would do like a literal interpretation. Whereas when it comes to fashion, you can't interpret something literally. Like, you can't say, okay, if the theme is greenery, then you just gonna go and you just gonna take anything that's green, everything trees, and you really have to go deep. Like, I'm just making a typical example. You really need to go that far. And doing DFF, the program, it taught me that, like, to go deep, to dig deep within yourself. Ask yourself questions. Our mentor Fezile did design direction for us. I think it was 2 days. It was very extensive. I remember going home thinking, oh my god, I'm so tired. My brain was like, it was too much information, but it really helped. And sometimes I think there was a deadline where we had to come up with our concept when we were given a theme, and it was very hard for me to come up with a theme, and I couldn't sleep, and I'm just going over it. And I think I had a trial and error. I think I had 2-3 ideas that didn't work out. When I presented them, they were just like, what are you saying? Like, we can't hear what you're saying. Like, it wasn't clear until there came a time when the idea that I had to use just came. It just went. There was just a light bulb moment. And I think when I presented that idea, when I finally presented that idea, there was a bit of direction, and she did Sis Fezile, give me direction and say, okay, now you need to go deeper. You want to talk about dance and how you grew up dancing and stuff. And I had pictures of music and different things that inspired me, the South African music industry, and different artists that inspired me to start dancing and to love music when I was growing up, because I wanted to go back to my upbringing and how fun it was and the things that made me love music and dance. So she said, okay, you have different genres of music here. I can see this and I can see that. Which one do you want to focus on? Do you want to focus on Banzula? Do you want to focus on what do you want to focus on? Because I had everyone. I had pictures of what is it? I had pictures of Umshaka. I had pictures of Mbongeni Ngema, whose music really inspired me to start dancing. My first choreography was done over a Mbongeni Ngema song when I was like 18 or something. And then I had pictures of Ilokuza, the Banzula thing. What is it? Okay, I forgot. But I had pictures of a lot of, those are different eras. She said those are different eras. You need to choose which era you want to stick to, and which genre of music. And that gave me so much like direction, because then the pictures wouldn't be the same, So I chose the Banzula, which was very colorful, like really colorful, which is so me. Everyone, like, I would go to my friends and I would send them some of my work. I'd be like, okay, this is my idea, this is what I'm working on right now, and they'd be like, this is so you. I'm like, that's what I don't want. I don't want it to be me. I felt like DFF, I wanted to explore. I wanted to do something that's gonna challenge me, that's outside of my comfort zone. And I felt like it was a bit in my comfort zone. It was a bit in my comfort zone. So I changed my mind after the board was approved, and I did a print board. I'll explain what a print board is. I did a print board and it was approved. I'll show you pictures, guys. I'll just put pictures as I'm talking. It was approved, and then I changed my mind. The next day I had another idea. That weekend I could not sleep, and I just wanted to change the idea. And I wanted to do all Black Lives Matter, the movement, and I wanted to do a black and white theme. Everything I've changed, and I knew I just had peace from within. I was like, I want this so much. Excuse me, this is what I want to do. I see it, I envision it. I was so sure. And then when I went to my mentors, they were like, no, you're not changing. Stick to that one. and I had to stick to it, even though it wasn't in my heart anymore. But I still loved it. It was just like, okay, fine. I was like, but I really wanted to do that one. So as a designer, it's normal for you to change your mind. It's normal for you to change your mind. As a designer, to just want to change everything about what you're doing. It's normal. So you just have to really have a clear vision of what you want to do, so that you don't keep changing every time. But it's normal. I change my designs all the time. I change my mind all the time. So I ended up with the Banzula, which came out beautifully at the end after a lot of sleepless nights, and there's a lot. But guys, I'd advise anyone to do it. I'd say go for it. Even if you don't have you don't go to tertiary, it's fine. It's for everyone. You get people who do it, who went to DUT. You get people who didn't study at all, didn't do fashion. I'll tell you a short story. My friend Gwenzi of Indoni House, she did. If you guys know, if you don't know Indoni House, I don't know. Like, you need to just please research. Go to Instagram, search for Indoni House. Go on Facebook, search for Indoni House. She did DFF 10 years ago. I think it was just about the time when we met. And she had applied 3 times before, and she had gotten rejected. So she just kept applying. So guys, just apply. You will not regret it. You will learn so much. Even if you don't get accepted this year, it's fine. Apply again next year until you get in. Okay guys, we've come to the end of the video. That's it for today. You can see the post. You have 2 more days to go. Well, that was yesterday, so you have 1 more day to go. It's due tomorrow before 3 p.m. at the embassy building in Durban. Guys, don't miss this moment. Don't miss this opportunity. Do your best. Apply and just trust God. All the best, guys. I'm so happy, and I'm rooting for you. Please subscribe to my channel. Please like this video and comment. If this video has helped you, please comment down below. Love you guys. Mwah!